There's some arguments that Freddie presented in his constructed that I'd like to clear up. Number one, the nuclear breath by Godzilla does not affect the Clover monster. The Clover monster was affected by radiation due to drilling by the Japanese. So, the Cloverfield monster, showing no signs of radiation from the drilling by the Japanese, would have no effect from Godzilla's nuclear breath. Also, Godzilla has extremely short arms, as compared to Clover's 50-feet arms, the size of a mass transit bus. Alright, there is no way that the Clover monster, that Godzilla could get within striking distance of the Clover monster if the Clover monster is able to keep him at least 50 feet away. Also, Godzilla did not have regenerative cells in the 1954 Godzilla King of Monsters, which is the version of Godzilla, since Godzilla varies very often, that we are debating today. I said in my constructive, the 1954 Godzilla from Godzilla King of Monsters. At that point in time, Godzilla was 400 feet tall, he had nuclear breath, but no, and I repeat, no regenerative cells. Also, it is important to note that Godzilla, as you saw in the video, was killed by the US military in 1954. Clover was not killed by the US military in 2008. Clover had an atomic bomb dropped on him, and he did not die. How does Godzilla think he can stand a chance when his only weapon is nuclear breath? Clover survived the dropping of an atomic bomb that wiped out all of New York, except for him. And another thing that Freddie stated is that Clover was not lightly attacked. Clover was attacked with almost the entire force of the US military. We went to DEFCON 5 on Cloverfield. We dropped the atomic bomb. We used all forces necessary to try and defeat Cloverfield. And he had a heck of a time defeating the US military. He tore them to shreds. Godzilla died to the 1954 US military. That is just pathetic. And Clover was actually the embodiment of another terrorist attack, 9/11. If you notice some of the damage that Cloverfield does to buildings, they very similarly remember the damage done to the Twin Towers by the Muslim Brotherhood in 9/11. Also, when you look at sheer destructive force, Godzilla destroyed part of Tokyo. Remember that. Part of Tokyo in 3 days. Clover destroyed Manhattan in 6 hours. If you look at these numbers, there is no way that Godzilla could defeat Cloverfield. Clearly, Godzilla is going to have a cakewalk, clearly Clover is going to have a cakewalk of a time beating the living poop out of Godzilla. Thank you, and vote Clover.